One of the biggest hip hop couples of our generation has to be Offset and Cardi B. Offset was one third of what some rap fans will call one of the most influential modern rap groups, the Migos. Cardi B was a reality star with a wild personality turned rap star with a wild personality. They were a match made in hell. Cardi B was a blood member from the Bronx, and Offset was a street nigga from the trenches of East Atlanta, which is probably a combination for toxicity in its purest form. The cursed couple would first meet in 2016 at a Diddy party. Nah, I'm joking. I'm joking. They met at some normal music industry event, or as normal as music industry events get. And Offset really wanted Cardi B, like really wanted her. He was determined. Putting in that type of work for, a former stripper is an option, but not one I'd select personally. But hey, they were similar in age, a year apart, a few months apart, I don't know. Both in the music industry and both street niggas, so why not? It didn't take Offset long to win Cardi over, as months later in 2017, they were officially a couple. They met at the start of 2017, and by the end of the year, Offset was already cheating. In December of 2017, a video of Offset in bed with another woman leaked. Now, cheating in the first year of a relationship is demonic work, if I do say so myself. But hey, better 1 year than 5 years or 10 years. You only last 1 year. Best to charge it to the game and call it a day. Call it a relationship. But Cardi B didn't do that, as it wasn't that simple. You see, Offset and Cardi B were married. Yes, after 6 months of dating, they got married. And 3 months of marriage, Offset was already cheating. There is an obvious lesson here, but whatever. It wasn't that big of a deal. I mean, it was kind of a big of a deal, but at least Cardi B probably or definitely was worth less than Offset at the time. She could have left the marriage and took it as a life lesson. But obviously, that's not what happened. Cardi's fans were not feeling this. I mean, her whole image was, that she was that woman who doesn't get played. She does the playing. She takes no nonsense from men. So a lot of women were confused why she's allowing a man to cheat on her. It's like everybody is coming down on my neck. Like, why are you not leaving him? You have low self esteem. I don't have low self esteem. I know I could get any man I want. This was Cardi's response, which sounds exactly like what someone with low self esteem would probably say. Like, Cardi, you're a decent looking woman with ass and money. We're sure you have no shortage of men. Your average looking woman has no shortage of men, so we're sure you wouldn't. What man is willing to commit to you, though? I think there's two reasons Cardi stayed with Offset. Well, I know there's two reasons why she didn't leave. One, she's not the strong-willed, no-nonsense woman she portrays herself to be, and two, when the video leaked, Cardi B was already pregnant with her first child. At the end of the day, a woman is a woman. Most of them really do want to be wives and mothers because look how quickly that thought shit went out the window and how quickly she got married and had this man's kids and was loyal and a decent wife. Cardi and Offset's daughter Culture was born in July 2018. Cardi probably told herself what every weak person with a kid tells themselves. She justifies forgiving someone for cheating on them by saying they're doing it for the kid. But this would just create a more toxic environment, as we'll go on to see. You think after embarrassing Cardi and begging for her to forgive him, he'd change for the better. And they live, happily ever after because, as we all know, once a cheater, never a cheater, after that first time. Nah, but okay, we know that's not what happened. Offset is one of the most prolific cheaters of our generation, the Jeffrey Dahmer of cheaters. In April, while his wife was still pregnant, Offset again was exposed for cheating. That wasn't the end of Offset's cheats, his cheat streak in 2018. In August, Cardi B would catch a case for ordering some blood members to beat up two women by the name of Jade, who we mostly remember as the woman 6ix9ine used to date, and a woman named Batty B. At this point, it's getting ridiculous. You've just released your first album, and it's a smash hit, and you're risking it all to beat up two females because your husband can't stop cheating on you. It's embarrassing. It's getting to the point his wife is harming people and risking jail time. You think Offset would at least take a break from cheating for, the rest of the year, you know, take the summer off, but he wasn't done yet. He had one more in him. At the end of 2018, because Offset had to get in that he had to get in one more point before the buzzer went off if he wanted to truly make Cheater of the Year. Offset had been sleeping with someone by the name of Summer Bunny, but that wasn't enough. He wanted Cuban Doll. He wanted both of them together at the same time, really. Man, because Offset, he's one horny ass nigga, bro. I'll tell you that right now. This, for, this was the last straw that broke the camel's back. Cheat on me once, shame on you. Cheat on me twice, shame on me. Cheat on me 3 times, now the shame is back on you. Cheat on me 4 times, okay, well, now it's getting confusing. There's enough shame to go around for everyone. But cheat on me 5 or 6 times, I just need to reevaluate my life at this point, because why am I on the fifth time of getting cheated on? Offset did what he does and began begging for forgiveness once again, even crashing her Rolling Loud performance, begging for forgiveness, flowers and hands and everything, bro, just begging her for forgiveness. This is this you know this is the last time Offset as a pro cheater was caught on record playing the sport and cheating. But there was an incident where Offset was caught messaging Jade. You remember her? The girl Cardi, the girl Cardi got beat up, and she used to date 6ix9ine. But Offset played that off by saying that he was hacked. I don't know if Cardi actually believed that nonsense, but for whatever reason, she defended him online and gave him the benefit of the doubt. Giving a nigga who cheated on you like 5 times in a year the benefit of the doubt in regards to cheating is sociopathic levels of cope that I've never seen before. But hey, uh, the nigga the nigga is holding currently the lifetime record for consecutive cheating in 1 year. So she gave him the benefit of the doubt though. At this point, Cardi realized she couldn't keep this nigga from cheating and finally moved on with her life. Psych. She would end up forgiving him for the fifth time that year, and but the damage had already been done. I mean, how do you forget someone who cheated on you, then did it again while you were pregnant, all while not giving a fuck about how any of this affects your career? Cardi was looking goofy as fuck out here. So in 2020, Cardi would file for divorce, not even citing new cheating allegations as a reason. She was just done with the arguing, the toxicity. Let's not lie. We all know she secretly loves that shit. Offset would again work his magic, somehow convincing Cardi he was a changed man, going to therapy, making promises he had no intentions on keeping. But Cardi's dumbass fell for it. Or maybe she knew it was all cap and she just wanted to be delusional. She even decided to have another child with him in 2021. Now, a regular person wouldn't have another baby after almost going through a divorce and numerous infidelities. You would think you'd work on your relationship before bringing more children into this union only approved by Satan himself. But that's what she did. She brought another kid into this world with Offset. Cardi B and Offset, for once in their whole relationship, would have a quiet year in 2022. Clap it up for them. They finally did it. They finally took a break from the toxicity and had a normal year. Unfortunately, that shit would not last long because in 2023, they were back to their nonsense, but this time it was Offset accusing Cardi B of cheating. Okay, that's different. That's different. Cardi B got on Twitter Space and quickly denied it. But to be honest, no one really cared. Offset had cheated on Cardi B like so many different times. It makes you wonder what Offset thought bringing this information to social media was going to do. In my mind, this was all a promotion for their new single, Jealousy, leaning into their toxic relationship. Like Offset's being jealous, and now there's a song called Jealousy. But apparently, no, this was all real life. This was not a publicity stunt. Offset genuinely thought Cardi B was cheating on him and thought to bring it to the internet as if anyone would side with him. From my understanding, what probably happened was Offset and Cardi B got into an argument. Their favorite hobby as a couple. And Cardi B told Offset she was being piped by someone as a form of revenge. Actually believing her words, and off that Casamigos, Offset decided to take to the internet. Unfortunately, this was only the beginning, as 2024 and 2025 would be the craziest years of their relationship as they were finally over. They finally decided to call it a wrap. 2024 would start off, not that bad for them. They spent the, New Year's together partying, did some music together. Offset helped direct a video for Cardi. They made, appearances together at the Met Gala games, holding hands and whatnot, showing solidarity as a couple. But in May, shortly after, going to the Met Gala together, where they were holding hands and had everyone thinking they were in a good place, Cardi would reveal in an interview that her and Austin's relationship was complicated, which fair enough. That tends to happen when you get cheated on 5 times in a year. But what do I know? It kind of makes sense to me though. Cardi B would make it clear that she did love Offset though, so there's that. But 2 months later, in July, Cardi once again will be filing for divorce. Again, there wasn't any new cheating allegations, just irreconcilable differences. This is why you just end a relationship when you get cheated on. I don't care if you have a kid with them or not. Do you truly think you're ever going to fully get over such a betrayal from someone you put your trust in? Of course not. Do you think Cardi ever forgot how Offset cheated on her when she was carrying their child? Of course not. Why drag out what's inevitable? Cardi had one more surprise though. A day after filing for divorce, she announced that she was pregnant again, deciding to get pregnant with a man who you have a complicated relationship with, someone who you are about to divorce. But for some reason, women online across social media thought this was the biggest boss move ever. Until Offset went on a rant about how Cardi B will always, forever be attached to him, making him the winner as she'll never escape him. Now all of a sudden it's child trapping, like Cardi didn't choose to have this and 2 other kids with him. In 2025, our current year, so this story might still be ongoing, but 2025 is where the shit hits the fan. Unlike in 2024, where they started the year off partying, Cardi would start the year off on another Twitter space accusing Offset of robbing her and being a deadbeat to their kids and not giving them anything for Christmas. This is where it truly gets messy because there's two major dramas between them. There's their divorce that's ongoing and Cardi B's relationship with NFL player Stephon Diggs. In February, Cardi's relationship with the athlete Stephon Diggs would become a public discussion. Cardi truly knows how to pick them. Go from one nigga who likes cracking mad cheeks to another. Well, guys, Stefan was probably honest about it at the beginning, and it's probably not a serious relationship. Shut your goofy ass up. If that's what she's going to do, then why not just stay with Offset? Meanwhile, on the legal front, Offset is requesting joint custody with Cardi B as the primary caretaker. Nothing too crazy at first. Cardi B would take to Twitter Space again because that's her Twitter safe space. Okay, that was lame. That was lame. Okay, she took to Twitter Space and accused Offset of some crazy things. Harassment, threats, and revenge porn. saying he was sending Stefan, I'm assuming Stefan, videos of them uh, doing what they do in the bed. Offset denies these allegations, but I have to say this. Why are you why are black people like the dumbest celebs ever? What makes a rich NFL star want to deal with any of this? If a nigga is sending threats over a female and sending revenge porn of them to me doing, what they do, and I'm in a relationship with this woman, I'm leaving. And I'm broke as fuck with not much to lose. It would heat up in May when Offset would request spousal support, which sent Cardi B off. I'm sure Cardi B probably makes a decent amount, you know, probably a decent amount more than Offset at this point. I don't know if that would entitle him to spousal support since he doesn't need it, but the law is dumb as hell, so I don't really know. Offset would say this is all in response to Cardi B trying to take marital property and requesting child support from him. This will lead Cardi B to withdrawing the child support demands and calling Offset a deadbeat, wishing death on him. And not just any type of death, a slow death. I pray I never get to the point where I'm wishing a slow, painful death on the mother of my kids. The whole thing is to me is just weird. They're both rich and mad busy. If anything, a nanny or a family member will be watching the kids a good chunk of the time. Add up the cost for a nanny, food, education, medical needs, clothes, and whatever other stuff their kids might need, and split the cost 50-50 and call it a day. It's not rocket science. In the end, it's hard to feel too bad for Cardi B. She has a type, and you can't deny that. She likes the toxic womanizer type. She's one of those loud mouths, big attitude, I'll cuss you out types who say that they need a strong man to handle them, and any man that doesn't want to deal with their shit is weak. When in reality, a strong man wouldn't waste a second going back and forth with them. So they're stuck with these toxic niggas who'll then complain about how men are trash. No, it's just the men who are willing to deal with a former stripper with a big mouth that happen to be trash.